Earlier this week, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announced his resignation in the wake of a devastating report alleging he sexually harassed multiple women, leaving New York in shambles. Cuomo will be out of the Albany mansion in less than 2 weeks. But is his replacement any better? From failed nursing home policies to unchecked harassment and intimidation, our next guest says incoming Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul stayed through scandal after scandal and is the wrong move for the Empire State. Gubernatorial candidate Representative Lee Zeldin joins us now to discuss. Congressman Zeldin, great to have you.
Great to be with you.
So people are seeing this as, well, Cuomo, the big bad Cuomo had to go, but what should we know about Kathy Hochul, the person taking over?
I mean, she was silent. She has two choices here. She was either complicit or out to lunch. Scandal after scandal. Where was her leadership with the deadly nursing home order and cover-up? Where was her leadership speaking out against the $5.1 million self-congratulatory book deal where their administration is now under investigation for helping to write it? Where was she during all of the allegations that were made that led to the AG's report? She chose to be silent. Two choices: complicity or being out to lunch. Now, as far as her background from an ideological standpoint, a press conference that she gave, her first big press conference that she gave, was a sign of the explaining away of how positions that were more moderate as a member of the House have become more further to that left extreme of her party. She was asked about giving driver's licenses to illegals. She says her position has evolved. I feel like we've been through this already once before. I remember a member of the House, Kirsten Gillibrand, being appointed as United States Senator. Everyone saying Kirsten Gillibrand was a moderate, endorsed by the NRA. But once you become a statewide official, you start thinking about your next election. You start thinking about where the Democratic primary base is. You start what they call evolving their positions. So we'll see. I mean, she gets a little bit of rope. Will she come in and demand that cashless bail be repealed and that we keep qualified immunity and get rid of critical race theory in our schools? We'll see. But listen, none of us should be holding our breath for that.
Congressman Zeldin, also got to ask you, were you at all surprised that Cuomo ended up resigning? It seemed like after the first speech he gave, he was planning to fight it out till the very end. I mean, just give everyone a sense of some of the additional pressures. We know about the 11 women in the report and what the report said, but that wasn't the end of it for Cuomo, was it?
No, there's so many other investigations and scandals here. As far as what exactly put him over the top, none of us really know. There's some speculation that's out there, but it was looking almost certain that he was going to be impeached. The votes were there to impeach him, and then he would be facing a trial and removal. There are new investigations that have been launched by county district attorneys looking into some of the allegations connected to the Attorney General's report. I mentioned some of the other investigations that are out there, different levels of government conducting the investigations on the other scandal. His prospects for November 2022 looking more bleak. The prospects for the June 2022 Democratic primary starting to look more bleak. He had Melissa DeRosa resign a couple days earlier. People in his closest orbit, some of his top allies, all telling him it was time to go. The rest of us realized a long time earlier that he should have resigned. We were saying he should resign for the deadly nursing home order and cover-up. Something put him over the top at the end. Nobody knows exactly if it's just one thing or if it's a combination of several things.
So Andrew Cuomo is resigning in disgrace. This was in your tweet, and his lieutenant is taken over. The systemic fundamental corruption and scandals in Albany has now plagued the last 3 Democrat governors in a row. We need entirely new leadership in the governor's office to save our state. Obviously, you're running for governor. I'm assuming here that you want everyone to know that, you know, the new boss may be a little better than the old boss, but the whole system with Democrats in charge here in the state of New York is going to make this a place that continues to lose residents and feel like it's just dysfunctional.
Well, Well, think about this, Buck. If you woke up the morning of the governor's resignation announcement thinking about your breaking point as you are seriously considering fleeing this state, whether it's as a small business owner who's having trouble bringing able-bodied adults into work because the government's paying them more to stay at home, maybe you're concerned about rising crime because state government is supporting law enforcement less, not more, getting rid of qualified immunity, implementing cashless bail, and other bad, flawed policies. Maybe you're concerned about your kids' education. You want to see tax credits for school choice, critical race theory eliminated in our schools. You feel like kids should be sent to school for a quality education, not indoctrination or brainwashing. Maybe you cherish your freedoms. Now, this morning, when you woke up, that same breaking point, those same issues are still totally the same as they were. Nothing has gotten better with this announcement. We have to break up this one-party Democrat rule, and it's at every level, in DC, in Albany, and New York City. And they're doing a lot to make life harder. People deserve to feel like they have a voice and representation again in our state capital so that they can stay as opposed to having to flee out of this state and not look back.